Lights, camera, action.
Good evening. It was the best of times. It was the... I'm sorry, wrong script. Excuse me. Good evening. Many of you went on Bill Spector's ghost tour of historic Oxford just a couple of days ago. In that spirit, I will now take you on a ghost tour of a couple of methods from Oxford Internet Institute's past. But wait, who is this coming now?
We are OII's very first scholars in the sleepless residence. Haven't slept once in 10 years, and I'm so tired. Now that this special conference is finally beginning, I'm drifting off to sleep.
Our story begins on a dark, cloudy day, deep in a castle in a land far away. A band of researchers worked into the night, cutting corners and not all concerned with what was right. As they pored over their data they had amassed, they forgot the lessons of methods past. As the hour grew late and the deadline neared, their eyes grew tired and an apparition appeared.
Wake up, researcher!
Where I am?
I am the apparition of anonymity. Who? Anonymity. You have not been respecting the anonymity of your research participants.
Me? But I anonymize my data, encrypt the name, and bet the key in wallet at sea.
Ooh, have you forgotten the case of the AOL privacy breach of 2006?
AOL, for the young ones in the room, was a popular dial-up service. That means slow.
AOL released search logs so researchers like you could conduct experiments. They thought they had anonymized the identities of the searchers by giving them numbers. But do you remember how easy it was for the New York Times to identify poor Thelma Arnold simply by looking at her searches?
But I'm not even interested in search. I study ghost hunt on Facebook.
Ghost hunters cannot even find ghosts in their own bedrooms. I should know, I was in one last night. But even a ghost hunter could find the identities of your participants with the trails you've been leaving. Back to sleep, researcher.
As our scholar slept, a strange vision was revealed to him. Walk with me. But wait, who is that coming? The ghost of geography research. What terrible ghost is this rising up?
I am the ghost of research geography. To remind you how methods used to be done. Wake up, researcher, wake up!
Where I am.
Where is exactly right. Any place, any time? No! You're somewhere, sometime, right here in Oxford. I'm the ghost of geography, of places, of spatialized identity and location, everything. I want to remind you of the early days of internet research, when the internet was described as transcending your country, about overcoming geography. Back in those days, we asked questions like, what is it like to lurk in the placeless forums of AOL? Or to be a German editor of Wikipedia, which launched in 2001, where you might be next to editors from Romania or Brazil, a universal encyclopedia. So why am I a ghost? Well, I'll answer your question next. Geography was born a ghost online, since you researchers lacked tools to track location. Compare that to basic web analytics today. Just Google Analytics can instantly break down web traffic not just by country, but by city. And does anyone remember that place, Second Life? Talk about a third place. Although most of the people inside that place seem to be other researchers. So it seems to me quite a sample. But wait,
Wait. What about present or future?
Present and future me? Well, I really liken the present Esther Hargitay's cell phone survey supplement, which follows up on paper surveys with cell phone text messaging to get real-time input asking, now what are you doing right this second? And now, Place is also appearing in Twitter feeds with auto-geocoding, raising all sorts of new issues for sampling validity. Geography is mattering more and more. I'm a ghost that won't go away.
So long, ghost of geography. Go back to your place. Has our tour yet come to an end?
Not so fast. Wake up, researcher.
Who are you?
Of measuring user responses online. I'm a very terrifying ghost, as I'm sure you can tell.
So, what exactly do you mean by user response?
Well, one thing that hasn't changed in 1 decade of internet research is that we still ask people directly what they think. We still use online interviews and surveys and focus groups. It's only the shape of these things that has changed. The history of gathering user responses online is one defined largely by text.
Text? Is that supposed to be scary? What is it?
It's the text that we send out in online surveys, like SurveyMonkey and Google Forms, or some of you out there might remember PHP surveys. Sometimes we conduct an interview over email or over instant messenger. Does anybody remember a thing called ICQ? Like a zombie, none of these things has gone away. A ghost of measuring user responses is more undead than buried. With this method, the big challenge raises questions of identity. In the past, with these text-based systems, that meant, who are you? Is the guy answering the survey really who I think he is? Am I interviewing a 12-year-old girl in this chat room? Or is it Jeremy Hunsinger?
What about future?
Of measuring user responses adds yet another layer. The media has gotten richer. We're doing our interviews on Skype. We're going on Second Life, and we're conducting focus groups with avatars. Or we might dream of using Cisco telepresence if it wasn't so gosh darned expensive. But then, the identity question remains. It's not just, are you who I think you are? No. Now it gets to be, which of yourselves am I interviewing? Are any of them who I thought they were? Because on the internet, nobody knows that you're a dog.
So long, ghost of user response. Sleep well with your surveys. Good night, researcher. Well, it looks like it's morning.
This night is now over.
The researchers awoke and swore they'd never forget the warnings they were given by the many ghosts that they'd met. Surveying, anonymity, and geographic location. But a few of the ghouls that haunt our hallowed vocation. We may bid farewell to these 3 specters, but their legacy will last far beyond this short lecture. Remember these lessons, Oxford ladies and lords. Least these poor methods bring you to the ethics boards.